After my crazy 3 years of playing college football, I think it's pretty clear that I'm not just the GOAT cornerback, I'm the greatest player to ever touch a college football field. I was putting up crazy stats like this: 24 in my first year, 37 in my second, 35 in my third, winning the national championship at Oregon. And you can't forget, in my last season, I ended up winning the Heisman, getting 33 interceptions in only 12 games. But now, after the amazing college career I ended up having, it's time to continue my career into the NFL. And already, I'm projected to be a top 10 pick here in this up-and-coming draft. And here in the combine, I'm really only here to, just show off how much better I am than every other cornerback in this draft. But not only that, but to make sure that I get picked as early as I can, as early as possible. Me personally, I feel like I should be the number one pick, but, that's probably not going to happen. Now, first off, in the 40-yard dash, I end up going crazy, showing off the elite speed that I have and that I had in college, getting a 4.23. And of course, that was number one in the cornerbacks. And now for the bench press, I'm not really known for being that strong. I only weigh about 185 to 190, so I wasn't really expecting to actually do over 15. I ended up doing 17, which ended up being fourth ranked in the cornerbacks. And now for the broad jump. This is something I most definitely should get number one in, because I'm just that type of athlete, showing off this leg strength to get all the way to 11 feet and 4 inches, especially being at 6'3" too. Boy, that's crazy. That's special. I'm him. And lastly, in this shuttle drill, when we showing off, I changed the direction. In this one, I didn't end up getting the number one, but I still did pretty good, and I'm getting a 4.02, which ended up being number 3 amongst our cornerbacks. But now, finally, one of the last drills. And in this drill, I'm showing off my reaction time as a cornerback to get where I need to get. And I ain't miss a beat. I did really good on this one. And for the next drill, the final drill, basically doing the same thing, but this time, I got to get back down the field and try to catch this interception. And y'all know me, being the ball hawk cornerback that I am, ain't no way I drop any of these. And I didn't. I feel like I put on a very good performance out here in this combine, and this definitely should raise my draft stock by a little bit. And it actually did, just like I thought it would. I'm now projected to be a top 5 pick in this draft. But when my agent ended up texting me about an opportunity to raise that draft stock just a little bit more, I had to take it. It's just a little interview. They're asking me some questions, trying to test my NFL football knowledge. And if doing well in this means my draft stock is going to rise, I had to take that chance. And well, in this, they was asking a whole lot of different type of questions, from Madden to NFL to personnel, and I did pretty good, I'd say. Because I ended up getting a 9 out of 10, and now I'm currently projected to go top 3 in this draft. Can't wait. And well, speaking of waiting, I was actually waiting longer than I was expecting to. I was projected to be a top 3 pick, but I was waiting beyond the top 5 mark, and it was looking like I was going to be out of the top 10. Then as soon as I started thinking I was going to be out of the top 10, finally got that call I've been waiting for. And crazy thing is, it was the Atlanta Falcons. With the number 8th pick, they decided to choose me. And even though I ain't go top 3 like I was going to go, or even top 5, I'm happy to be here in Atlanta. It's going to be a good season, I can already tell. And all I know is, I'm making my mission in my rookie season to make sure that the 7 teams that did not pick me up end up regretting it. And I'm gonna be honest, I should probably be living in the moment right now. But it's just so hard to do that when I keep on looking ahead at all the records I want to break and all the things I just want to do for this team. And unfortunately, my family wasn't able to be here in person to see me get drafted. But they're most definitely watching me on TV right now as I'm holding up this jersey. I can already tell it's gonna be a crazy season. Before training camp and our first game of the preseason, me and coach end up having a little talk. And basically, he's letting me know that my expectations are pretty high right now, especially with the Falcons not having an amazing season last year, and me being their number 1 pick this year. I'm going to need to be that extra spark that's really going to take this team over the top. And you already know, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do everything I possibly can, catch as many picks as I can to make sure that we win as much as we can. And then coach ended up asking me what I'm hoping to focus on throughout the preseason. And I let him know that if you seen my film back in high school and back in college, I'm a guy that can really play man and zone, but my specialty is playing off coverage, either way. Because my goal is being a ball hawk, trying to catch all the picks I possibly can to give my offense more opportunities to score points. But before I could do all that, I'm going to have to make sure that my skills and talents translate here into the NFL. Because for a lot of people, that doesn't happen. But I'm going to make sure my skills translate. We're out here in mini camps, just a week before the preseason starts. And coach got me on one-on-one drills, and already I could already feel the difference in the skills between here and college. But at the same time, I was the best cornerback in college. So I'm kind of starting to read and get a lot better with trying to play the ball here in the NFL. Because the biggest difference that you got to think about from here in college is that in college, not everybody is the most refined. Not everybody is the best route runner. But here in the NFL, there's a lot more wide receivers that could route me up. I just got to be ready for it, like on this rep. But I just got to make sure that I leave all the mistakes out here in this training camp and in the preseason. Because when the regular season starts, that's when it's going to be the real deal and where I can't make mistakes. But now at the training camp, it's finally time for my preseason debut. And in this debut, it's going to be a pretty tough one. I'll only end up being able to play one quarter here in this game, but we're playing against the Dolphins, a very fast receiver core. But our secondary, we might be good. Now, I'm going to tell y'all one thing. Our secondary definitely looks very good on paper. We got me on one side, the other side, AJ Terrell on top. We got Jesse Bates. Like, this could be nasty. Now, here in this first game, like I said, I only be able to play one quarter. And as much as I want to try to bet up for a pick, I feel like if I do something wrong, that one thing will be very bad because I'm only in one quarter. And if I allow a big touchdown, that'll be terrible. But even with those risks, I'm still willing to take them because if I can come away with an interception in only one quarter of football, I'll look pretty good. Here, I see this guy running on the wheel, so I was trying to bait it up. But instead, Tua threw it to the other side, and that is incomplete. Locked them up this first drive. Now, Tua hasn't tested me yet, but I'm just hoping, like, maybe just, you know what I'm saying, just try it with me. If I'm on Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, just try it. I'm a rookie. And unfortunately, offense took too long to score, so my last play is just sitting here waiting for the time to go out before I go back to the bench. In this first game, I'd say I did pretty good. I stayed in my zone, guarded where I needed to guard, didn't get targeted once. That means I locked up. And the team came through and got the dub for the first game of the preseason. I ain't get a single stat, but I ain't get targeted at. So, that's a good stat. We're now heading into the second game of the preseason. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really ready for this one because we're playing against Lamar and the Ravens, and I already know they finna run that ball. And if it's one thing I know just from college that I don't like to stop the run, I'm not good at that at all. And I just want them to pass the ball. I like when they put the ball in the air, but when they get to running the ball, that's when I'm kind of, not in the play anymore. But here in the NFL, I cannot have that mindset at all. I got to make sure I can become a complete cornerback. I can't only be a ball hawk. I got to be able to make tackles, and I do it here, tackling Derrick Henry by myself somehow, preventing the first down. Even though I don't want to get down and dirty and tackle this big old running back, I ain't got no choice if I want coach to put me in the game as a starter off the rip. And I'm coming in again, helping my teammate make a tackle on D-Hen. He got the first down now. It's 3rd and 5. They end up running a pretty weird play here. Had a motion, a faking a handoff, getting this thing to Mark Andrews, who's wide open, picking up a huge gain for them, getting almost to the 50. And this dude, Mark Andrews, is already a problem for us here. On 2nd and inches, he's running into the flats. And Lamar don't even think twice to throw this ball to him. A terrible pursuit angle from my teammate, and they pick up another big gain. This dude, Mark Andrews, is going crazy right now. And since man clearly wasn't working against Mark Andrews, we decided to come out here in zone coverage on 1st and 10. Lamar tried to force it into him. Linebacker standing right there, picking that ball off, ending a drive. Great defense adjustment by our defensive coordinator. There we go. Well, first drive against the Ravens, didn't get tested still. I still have not been tested yet. I made a couple plays in this game, though, compared to last game. But I'd like to be involved in the passing game just a little bit. Back out here on the field, it's still 0-0. Good thing is in this game, I'll be able to play a whole half of football. They starting off their drive, throwing this thing to the flats to Derrick Henry. He's picking up a big gain, getting him to the 27. I've been trying my hardest to try to bait up and get my first pick here in the preseason. Playing off-man coverage to the inside, hoping he's going to throw that streak, but instead threw it to the other side, got the first down. It's now 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. And now on 3rd and goal, running zone, but we probably shouldn't have. They end up having a wide open receiver underneath on the slant, scoring the first touchdown of the game. Offense end up tying the game up. And here on 2nd and 13, I'm guarding Mark Andrews. He ended up beating me on the corner route, picking up the first down. I had to hurry up and try to make this tackle before he took that thing for 6. And that was my first time getting tested, and I ended up allowing the catch. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not used to guarding tight ends, especially in that formation. But, I'm gonna have to start getting used to that here in the NFL. I can't be a one-trick pony. And after that play, this Ravens offense started getting rolling. 2nd and 12, finding his receiver over the middle of the field for the dot to get to the 7-yard line. And they end up getting to the 1-yard line. Coach took me out of the game. I'm just a little cornerback, probably not going to do nothing about it. Derrick Henry finds his way into the end zone, and now they're up a touchdown. Offense didn't score, but really, can't say nothing about it. It don't really matter too much. It's just a preseason. It's my last play in this game. Gonna end up sitting out for the second half. Lost this one by 7 points, but I'd say in terms of a game compared to last time, I actually got tested, allowed a catch, but made a couple tackles. Didn't really have too much impact on the game, but hopefully in the next game, I do, especially since I'll be playing more in this last game. And speaking of that, my coach ended up calling me into his office, asking me how things are going so far as we heading in to the next game, the last game of the preseason, where I'm gonna be able to play most of the game, about 3/4. And I'm letting them know I'm gonna need to give my body just a little bit of break, because when this next preseason game comes, it's gonna be a lot of games, so I'm gonna get a little bit of rest so I could be good and ready to ball out in this last game. And here in this last game, we're finally playing a home game, and I can't wait to get this game started, especially since I decided to fly my family out here for this last preseason game, since of course I'll be able to play a good amount. So I'm just hoping I get some good action in this one. And now, with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, we're up 3-0, and I'm finally coming into this game as I'm ready to come out here and make some plays, especially for this home crowd. Gotta give them what they came for. They started to drive just a little bit, but here, Evan Ingram ended up getting open underneath on his slant route. Bro, not fast enough to keep up with him. I had to run across the field to make this play. Somebody came in with a hit stick. I just hope he feel that. Now out here on 1st and 10, I get a chance to show off my run stopping skills, or lack thereof, trying to make a tackle. A terrible attempt. He just threw me off to the side, picked up a couple more yards. And then here on 2nd and 5, I tried to get my get back, tried to lay a pretty decent hit on him, but I completely missed him, and he got the first down too. Now out here in the tight formation on the other side, they had a corner route coming from the inside receiver. Bad thing is though, we had a linebacker on him, so he was open for that touchdown. Now, offense wasn't able to score. 2nd and 1, they're running the play action, and we're out here in the zone. So Trevor Lawrence took what he had, the wide open underneath route, to pick up that first down. 1st and 10, I'm playing off-man coverage. Finally, what I've been waiting on, I end up getting tested over the top. But what I didn't see coming was this receiver running to the inside, so I wouldn't catch that pick. He ended up getting a touchdown. Now, it's just the preseason, but that touchdown had me mad. I thought that was going to be my interception. But I'm just going to have to learn from that and make sure I don't do that again. Speaking of things not happening again, something that they did earlier ended up happening again here on 1st and 10. This is basically the same play they ran earlier with the inside receiver on the other side running the corner route. But they didn't get the touchdown this time. He was wide open though. Now here on 2nd and 10, AJ Terrell guarding Gabe Davis in man coverage, and he ended up getting killed. They got that first down. That's crazy. And on 1st and goal, running this ball out of shotgun, getting into the end zone easily, diving in there, Travis Etienne for the touchdown. Man, right now, I'm be honest, I'm a little mad because we're coming to the second half. We're down in this game, and I'm part of the reason why. I end up allowing a touchdown on one of the only times a quarterback has tested me so far. But y'all know how I get. I'm going to get my get back eventually in this game. Just wait for it. This is the last quarter I'm going to be able to play in this game, so I'm going to have to make sure I make my mark. I really haven't done too much this preseason, but I got to do something here in this last quarter. We end up getting him to 3rd and 8, and my man ended up being on the motion. And as soon as Trevor hiked that ball, I knew exactly what my receiver was doing. They was trying to get me with this play when him running the wheel route. I was all over that. Hit throw it to the other side. They still ended up getting the first down, but it wasn't on me, though. Now, I really don't know what's going on. I feel like we have a pretty decent defense here with a pretty good secondary. But right now, these dudes are just driving down the field easily, wide open in the flats, getting his first down. They might score again. I'm out here playing in the flats here on 1st and goal, begging him to throw this out route, but he didn't. He got the other side, and that's Gabe Davis picking up the touchdown. We're now down 2 scores, and we really need somebody to make a play. Receiver running the wheel route, not completely ready. I don't think Trevor Lawrence knew I would, so he still threw that ball, and I got my first pick of the preseason. But not only that, I'm taking this thing to the end zone. Yeah, I know it's just the preseason, but just the fact that my family's out here watching me, and I finally catch my first pick here in the preseason. Not only that, took that thing for 6. Definitely a great feeling. And I'm going to just say it, picking off an NFL quarterback compared to a college quarterback just feels a lot better. And just off of one, I'm already addicted to it. Can't wait to pick some more off in the regular season. Now, this is my final drive here in the preseason. We're down 8 points, and we need to lock up here so we can at least try to win for the rest of the game, even though I'm not going to be there. We're doing a pretty good job here. Up until this play on 3rd and 5, when somebody ended up leaving the flats wide open on the other side. Trevor Lawrence saw that, got it out to the flats, and picked up that first down easily. They're starting to get a little bit too close, so I'm trying to end their drive here on 2nd and 7, baiting this up, but he didn't even look my way at all. He had somebody wide open down the field, getting a touchdown. Well, that's my last drive in the preseason. We ended up losing this game by 8 points, which ain't good, but on the brighter side of things, I finally caught a pick. Got no tackles, but I did my thing, got my pick. That's all I wanted, and it went for 6 too. Now, through those games, it's pretty clear that I got some things to work on if I want all my skills to really translate into the NFL. But other than that, on the positive side, I know catching the pick, I look pretty good. Didn't allow too many catches. Feel like I played my zones and my man pretty well. But obviously, can always improve on those type of things. And I'll always be working more to try to master my craft. And after the preseason, especially after that pick, coach let me know that I'll be starting at cornerback. It's going to be me on one side, AJ Terrell on the other side, with Jesse Bates over top. It's going to be a good season, I can already tell. And you already know after that, I had to call my family about it. And I already let them know, as soon as I find a good spot in Atlanta for them to live at, I'm going to buy it for them so they can move out here and come to most of my home games. But that's more for the future, though. But now, after that long practice we end up having, trying to get prepared for the regular season to start, I had a conversation with my quarterback, Kirk Cousins. He was asking me how I felt with this regular season coming up. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I'd be nervous, but right now, I feel confident. But who knows, maybe that'll change as soon as I get on that field in an actual game in the regular season. And especially with as good as this defense could possibly be, I can't be nervous because we gotta go crazy. And with being one of the starting cornerbacks, I can't be slacking off, especially when 7 other teams had a chance to choose me. I gotta take every chance I possibly get to remind them why they made the wrong decision. It's time to ball out.